Urban, what player on the roster would you say is the most improved from summertime until now? Somebody that jumps out at you?
I'd have to say Ben Victor might be in that category.
Why?
Well, in spring, he didn't have a great spring, and he's playing at a pretty high level. It's still a little bit up and down, but when he goes, it's a really talented guy. We'll probably put Thayer Munford in that category. And on defense, most improved players from spring, from summer till now. Probably Pete Warner would be a guy.
Far left, Lori.
Coach, a couple of the assistants and yourself and players were saying that the week practices leading up to the Purdue game are really good.
Yeah.
When you have something working in practice and it's not translating into a game, what's generally the cause of that?
Well, we had, there's we played that thing over and over again. We got to move on to the next game, but we just had penalties extend 3 drives. We were off the field. We had 3 times we were off the field into like a turnover. Extend the penalties. Roughing punter, roughing quarterback, hold. But that's a frustrating thing because it's one thing if we're not practicing well. You do see some good things in the game, but then very uncharacteristic double-digit missed tackles too. So those are the kind of things that we've been working so hard at to fix.
How valuable were these past week practices for you personally, being you missed some valuable time early in the season?
Oh, very good. I'm still, we're in the grind of this. This is all about getting ready for Nebraska and moving forward. As I've said, enhance your strengths and fix your weaknesses. You've got to do a better job of that.
Front row middle, Dave.
Urban, I've seen some people in the media opine that you could retire after this season. I'm sure if that's not true, you would like to respond to that. Just what is your response to your things like that?
I plan on coaching.
You plan on coaching?
Yes.
You say for sure you'll be back next year?
Yes.
Just one more question, Tom. Was last week was kind of like a mini training camp for you guys? You all can get so much done in a week, but how would you describe last week's practices?
Good. It was, we had a team meeting on Tuesday, and the whole clear the air, clear the bad taste in your mouth and move forward. And that was what was the objective of last week. And then as fast as you can get involved with a Nebraska team that's in stride, pretty good players. They're a bear defense team. We have to really, that's a very unique scheme. And then they got the Q run, we're going into this Q run stuff, the dual threat guy. So it was eliminate, get rid of that. Get rid of the bad taste before we get going.
Fourth row left, Dan.
Urban, I knew you recruited Adrian Martinez a little bit coming out of high school. What are your impressions of what he's been able to do so far at Nebraska?
Yeah, elite guy that, he's a dual guy that can run and pass, and he's doing a very good job. So really, the last 2 games done a great job.
Overall, that offense, just what are the biggest challenges you see for your defense going into this game?
I'd say, that was the J.T. Barrett era where you have the dual threat responsibility. He does a lot of the on read a backer, if not throwing the ball, or a Q run. Those are tough things to defend.
Second row right, Rob.
Urban, it doesn't seem like we've talked about leadership as much this year. How is the leadership compared to maybe last year? You lost to Billy Price at JT. You're a guy that's had Tebow. You've had some great leaders. Do you have the right guys at the right positions? Does that work?
Sure we do. I mean, that's the obligation of the coach and the leader to develop that, and it's something we work on very hard on here. And so we're not where we need to be, obviously. We're working really hard on it.
Also, you weren't around preseason camp, and you talked about how much you missed that. How does it work the other way? Team, you like to keep people on edge a little bit, right? Uncomfortable. That's one of the things. You not being there for those 3 weeks, do you think that had an effect on this team maybe losing some edge, and were you able to maybe get it back during the bye week?
We got to move. We're moving. I'm not time to really worry about that. I appreciate the question, but we got a Monday practice and a plus 1 day, so we're moving forward.
Front row left, Bill.
Urban, moving Michael Jordan to center obviously has a ripple effect on the rest of the line, you're moving pieces around. How do you think that's gone for you guys during games?
At times outstanding, at other times it has not been great. But that was kind of a no, Brady Taylor was hurt. We didn't feel Josh was quite ready, so we had to get our 5 most effective players on the field, and at times he's been great. And he's been playing pretty good. There is a little bit of a ripple effect, but you gotta get your 5 best on the field. When Bowen got hurt, that was an issue, and then obviously Brady Taylor had an injury and then had a stroke just recently. So that, to get the best 5 on the line and playing, that's what you had to do.
So the decision to play Mike at center was because Brady was hurt? Because you seem very high on Brady coming into the preseason. I didn't know if Brady had gotten beat or if he was hurt, so you had to put Mike at center.
You just get the best 5, and when exactly that happened, and I know injuries are part of it, that was took place during training camp.
And what's Brady's status now? Is Brandon Bowen any closer to possibly playing?
They're both getting very close. There should be practicing today against scouts, not quite full speed, but getting very close.
So there's no chance either can play this week?
There's a chance.
Front row right.
Today.
Excuse me, front row right, Bill.
From the off-week, with all the time that you had, how do you think schematically or in terms of game plan you're gonna, this team's going to look different, especially I guess at the one game?
Well, we worked and are continuing working very hard. There's 2 areas, the run game and the red zone. And that was basically full devotion of the bye week last week on offense. On defense, it's missed tackles and getting people on the ground and they get in space. And so we just worked. That was a whole bye week as far as what we spent time on.
How much better do you feel about the one game now?
Probably more today than tomorrow. A lot of the coaches were out on the road last week, and so it's kind of a little bit of a scramble, but we'll know more today.
I'm assuming that's been kind of the biggest mystery to you, the one game.
The time spent has been phenomenal, and the effort now it's time to see some rewards.
Front row left, Doug.
When you were looking at that, especially the run game, and what you were watching, was it more, you know what, if we fix this little thing and that little thing will be fine, or were you watching it and thinking, man, we've got to completely change how we're attacking this?
It's too late to do that, and schematically we've adapted some things, but it's a matter of 2 things in my mind, and that's first of all getting players in the right position. Number 2, being more physical, and breaking tackles, and that's the. So those 3 things. One is getting in the right position, make sure that structurally the right play call. Number 2 is get more movement, and number 3 is running through tackles.
And I understand maybe you don't want to go into this, but I think we're asking this on behalf of Ohio State fans who are curious about you. People are trying to watch you on the sideline, how you react to plays. They're trying to be a psychologist and a doctor on their couch at home and trying to decide how Urban Meyer is feeling right now. When you got hired here, we know we talked a lot about life balance and all that kind of stuff. With everything that's gone on with you this season, where are you mentally, emotionally? Are you enjoying yourself? Where is Urban Meyer as a person coaching this team right now? And I understand you want to move forward, but this is a big thing for fans, Urban.
I appreciate it, and I'm fine. I want Ohio State to be successful in the worst way. Working extremely hard to make sure that's happening. I love Ohio State. I love our players, and so the issue. I don't want people to worry about me. I want to make sure we're getting some things right around here, and that's what's the effort. That's what's 100% of our focus.
Okay, because people during games, are you too? So Kirk Herbstreit said you look anguished on the sideline. That's the thing. It's not us. People who know you are talking about this. Are the games getting to you?
The games have gotten me for 30
Yeah.
years.
Is that just how it is?
We're not playing well, and I'm one of those guys. I want to help fix the issue, and like all coaches do. So I'm not sure what anguish means, like pissed or upset, and, you know, when you see some things that we're doing, it's really uncharacteristic of our teams. So that might be what it looks like, and I'm not sure what that exactly means. You said that, Kirk, you said?
Yeah.
Front row right, Tim?
Yeah, I'm not following one down, but Irvin. If you could fix, you probably were anguished in the fourth quarter over there, Purdue, but if you could fix something about this run game right now with a magic wand, what would it be? Would it be the play of the guards up front? I mean, a lot of people have focused on that.
I don't mean to ditch the question.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of ditch the question because it's too complicated, and it's, you know, it's a little bit like someone just asking me, there's something here, something there, and the ability to pour through it and make holes when they're not there. And those are things you watch. You know, you watch a lot of college football on Saturday. And the number one thing is getting guys in space. You know, that's something we've been pretty good at around here, is getting athletes in space. And we haven't been able to do that.
I mean, I think getting running backs to the second level has been very frustrating, right?
That's kind of our trademark, you know, get guys to that second level, let them do their deal. I have a hard time doing that.
Do you think it's because y'all become a little predictable about who is carrying the ball? If you follow my drift there, the quarterback is not, doesn't seem to be a major threat carrying the ball, and allows the defense, for want of another term, to focus on the running back in that particular situation.
That's been part of it. That's why sometimes you see, like I mentioned, the one time we had at least 10 where they run calls and through it. And that's part of, you know, the double option spread concept. You know, sometimes you run option and then there's a run pass option. And we've been in that kind of mode. So you have to take advantage of the quarterback skill set. That's what it is.
How much did you get to look at Nebraska offensively? I think it sounds like you a little bit, but the J.D. Spillman kid, for example, what just jumps out at you about him?
Oh, just playmaker, speed, and he's having a great year and had a good game against us last year.
Is he close to Rondale Moore, the kid from Purdue? I mean, in the sense of what he can make happen?
I think he's very close. Very talented guy.
And last couple individuals, front row right, Austin?
But I think, you know, you're getting a lot of tough questions. You've asked a lot of questions about the players. I think a lot of teams would trade 7-1 going into November with a chance to win a championship. Does it feel as bad in the Woody as maybe some people think? There are problems that have to be fixed.
You know, I think there's urgency. I'm not saying it feels bad, but there's a tremendous amount of urgency. You know, that we understand November, we understand where we're at, we understand what's at stake, we understand our shortcomings. So urgency is probably the key word around here. Hard to say I've ever seen a group of staff work as hard as we work to try to fix the issues and same with our players. You go out last week's practice, you go out like someone mentioned the Purdue week, they work their tails off. And it's frustrating to not see the rewards, and I'm sure it's frustrating. I know it's frustrating for the players as well.
Do you feel better, worse about the chance to compete for a championship in November? You know, to stand here today,
Just
you did last year?
get the money in practice and gotta stay away from all that.
And final questions, fourth row left, Steve?
Yeah, Coach. You guys in your entire time here have done a really good job. You lose Von Bell, you put Malik Hooker in there. You lose Shazier, you put Raekwon McMillan in there. It just seems like year after year after year, you lose these guys early, particularly on defense, and you've always had the next All-American lined up to do that. Is this, and not to make any kind of excuses, is this season an example of that is a hard thing to sustain over a 5, 6, 7 year period, that you don't have those difference makers yet, but they have the promise to be those type players maybe in the future?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. That's an observation. That's something that happens when you have guys leave early, and to be able to, you know, get that next guy ready to go. But I don't think that's not the glaring issue right now. We certainly don't have enough talent right now to play that.
Do you foresee changes on defense? Could a Wade get in at safety, or a change at linebacker? Hilliard had
Just
the
that Wade.
Wade possibly,
Possibly.
or Hilliard?
Hilliard had a chance and played pretty good. So yeah, those are all absolutely, there's a chance.